You don't start things and not finish them. You don't quit.
A lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done.
There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish.
You know, there comes a day, man. Everyone's gonna have this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. It makes you want to throw up. Because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet now they're fucking to become something that you haven't.
Whenever you feel negative or unhappy about anything, you say, wait a minute, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for what happens. I can't change the past, so I'm not going to spend a second worrying about the past. I'm going to become so busy working on my future and my goals that I don't have time to think about the past.
I'm gonna get fundamentally strong. Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.
It literally just comes down to why are you doing this? How bad do you want it? What factors are driving you into making this change? As cringy as it sounds, bro, how bad do you want it?
All about sacrifice. All about. People talk about discipline, but sometimes discipline is not enough. You know, all about sacrifice. If you want to become best in this business, you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, sacrifice your health, sacrifice everything good you have. When people try to talk with me, give me like some excuse what they have to do, I'm like, I just see this guy, he can be just regular fighter, like thousands and thousands other people. Just regular fighter. He's gonna make money, he's gonna be good, but he's never gonna be champion.
But the biggest key to success in anything you do is you gotta have an unlimited supply of you. This drive and passion, and it may come from nothing. Like for me, there was no passion, no drive, no nothing. But I had this fire that I'm gonna be somebody. And it has to be there because on all those bad days and all those days you don't want to do shit, you have to be your own motivator, your own coach, your own trainer, your own everything. So to do that, you have to come into work, and work is whatever your work may be, ready to go.
In the struggle, you know, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happening, you visualize more good things happening, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. And that was what I was able to do. I was able to, you know, even though I was having these troubles at home, and even though I had no job, no security, you know what I mean, or whatever, didn't know what I was doing. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen, but I still was able to feel like it was. I still was able to go into a different, just like use my imagination, like a kid would use his imagination. I was basically just using my imagination. I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car and visualizing good things in times of struggle. And that, when you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. I think it really attracts to you more. You know what I mean? Because that is harder to do when you're in the struggle to visualize these things.
Champions are broken. People look at champions and try and find something that champion has that they don't have. He's like, but it's not that at all. He's like, they lack something everyone else has. Just an off button. They just don't stop.
All my life, I've been striving to make myself better. To be the best, you have to work the hardest. You have to chase what seems impossible over and over and over again.
Consistency, 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 man. That's the name of the game, bro. Don't get much simpler than that. If you keep going every single day and don't stop, your competition will fall off, bro. These cut like you, bro, they ain't ready for prime time. They ain't trying to really get right. They take days off, this day off, that day off. They lazy, I'm tired. No. Grind every day, one foot in front of the other, bro. And I promise you, I'm gonna be laughing at these folks, bro. Give it a year. Watch what happens.
And I'm like, you know what, man? This, man, like, what am I training for?
Yeah.
I have no race on the docket. Why am I having this such a structured life? Why? And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm done. I retire every day.
Yeah.
I'm done with this shit. And I sit around and I say, okay. And then this is my thought process. So you want to be normal. So you just want to be like everybody else that roams the world, not knowing the power that's in them. Being fine with being mediocre. You want to go back to who you were, huh, David? I'm like, F that, man.
If you quit now, you're gonna fucking be a loser your entire life. That's it.
Don't quit. Get off your butt. Get in the arena. Get dirty. Get sweaty. Get bloody. Get knocked down. Get back up.
Excuses are terrible. They're the worst thing you could ever do is give yourself a reason why you're not successful or not happy or not this or not that.
And you're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail. And you're gonna fail. And then you're gonna win.
That's why losing in life is so important. Whether it's getting dumped, getting fired, losing a game, loss, those feelings where things didn't work out your way, that's important because it lets you know this is the bad feeling that comes when it goes wrong.
I say I don't look at it as failure. I look at it as my first, second, third attempt. Failure means you're trying. A whole bunch of people out here never fail because they never try.
It's really about what you're willing to put in as well. Like if you find something that you love doing, well, why would you want to stop doing that? Just do more of that and you get better. It is that thing where you go, it's time in the gym. It seems that stress is very good for us in all areas.
I'm gonna win. You're not gonna control me. I'm going to defeat you and everything in front of me. You're just a wall that I have to break through, you know? And if I can't handle this, I don't deserve what I want.
At the end of the day, I ask myself one question: can I take one more step? And usually the answer is yes. So if you can answer that question and not take another step, that is real failure. That is real quitting. So a lot of people can take one more step, but they choose not to.
If this was a different time, I would invade his favela on horseback and kill anyone that was not fit to walk. But we are in a new time, so I'll whoop his ass in July.
If you give up on your dreams, what do you have left? Nothing.
When you really want something, just in my life experience and seeing other people, seeing myself, seeing other people that like made stuff happen, it's like, man, when you really want something, you're gonna find a way.
But then I discovered that over time, like, it's the effort, it's the journey. It's like suffering through time that I don't want to be at the gym or why I want to quit on my diet, and I push myself. And every single moment, every day leading up to the show, and I win all those moments, that's winning. That's like winning in life continuously every day. And through that journey, being able to build my relationships, not sacrifice them for winning, be able to make myself a better person, not a more stressed out, anxious person, all that stuff coming together, I've already won before I have a trophy in my hand. When I stand on stage, I haven't put on a workout, I haven't put in a cardio session. My girlfriend still loves me in the background. She doesn't hate me for neglecting her for the last 3 months of prep. I'm like, I won.
See, look, one thing I want you to promise me is that no matter how long it takes, keep going. No matter how much it hurts, keep going. So you was placed on this earth for a reason. You weren't meant to be average, you were meant to excel. You gotta understand that this grind is meant to make you who you're supposed to be, a dog.
I'm telling you, there's something waiting for you. And I don't give what you going through right now, little homies. You bigger than what you going through. You f***ed up, shit ain't right for you right now. The living conditions, you bigger, that's not you.
Talk to him.
You're not what the f*** you going through, so just hold on and keep going.
Stay focused and stay in the studio, stay working, stay grounded, stay humble, keep making money and stack it high as you can stack it, no matter what anyone around you say.
It's the worst pain I can't even describe the pain of that last 30 miles to anybody. No one, it's very hard. And I'm laying there in the worst pain of my entire life. I'm shaking, I'm jacked up. And all I could think about was, I can't believe what I just done. Because when you get to 70 miles of a race and you felt the way I did, to me, it was humanly impossible to even think about going 30 more miles in that shape. And once you do it, what came over me when that shower hit me, and the reality hit that I just went 101 miles. And that last 31 miles was something that I can't even describe to people. And she's like, we gotta get you to the hospital. And I just said, just shut up and let me enjoy this pain.
Don't let them confuse the fact that I outwork everybody. And that when the time comes, when the door shuts, when the bell rings, nobody does it better than me. Nobody is more calm than me. I'm able to calm my mind. I swear to God I can go all day long, yeah? All fucking day long I'll go.
I thought, honestly, I swear to God, I thought that someone was speaking to me. I thought it was Jennifer. It was like, you're not done yet, mother.
It's accepting these fears I have, this doubt I have, this everything that goes through my mind, but regardless of that, not quitting and not giving up on myself.
No matter how hard is the time of what I'm going through and whatever shit I feel, I'm going to still put in the same work regardless of how I feel. And that's a champion mentality, because the champion's not controlled by their outside circumstances. They control their own mind inside and how they act, and then the world goes on around them.
Part of life is about getting hurt, about failing and getting back up and dealing with adversity and setbacks and realizing that what you thought was a short path is actually going to be the long path to success, and you're going to have to take that journey if you really want it, right?
People give up right before they get what they've always wanted to get. People quit and they give up.
You have to become the kind of person that can push through the hard times. Most people can't do that. The minute you lay down is the minute that all those demons and all that anxiety and all that stress and all that fear can get you. You have to wake up and do your fucking job.
You don't have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit it. Like, people hate working out. You're only gonna visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours of the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there.
We did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
You know, when you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery and shitty, or do you find meaning in how you show up in the suffering, you know?
You have to work every single day. I think that's where your confidence comes from. That work that you do every single day is key, because that's what you're gonna be able to fall back on.
Follow your dreams, be more disciplined, be patient, believe in yourself, work hard, and be good person also, appreciate person, to God, to destiny, to your team, and the dream comes true.
The biggest mistake a person can do right now, no matter in which situation you are, is to give up. You might not reach the best version of yourself in this lifetime, but a better one than you are right now.
You will be the first millionaire in your family. How does your mama feel about that? How do the people in and around your life feel about what God is doing for you individually?
You can do anything you put your mind to. Never give up on your dreams. Keep smiling. No matter what you're going through, if you fall down, just get up. If you can't get up, your friends are there to help you up. Your mama's there, your daddy's there, God's there. Hey, I'm there to help you up. You're there. It's going to be all right. Just keep smiling, man.
Listen, Cristiano, let's go. Life continue. Past is past. It's never come again. The present, it's the best gift that we have in our life. The present. Because you don't know that what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know. Yes. I don't know. You don't know. So live the present. Go back to the gym, work, because you have more to show. You understand? Life continue. You cannot live in the past, because pain you're going to have all the time, uncertainty, and constant work. Constant work. Constant work. It doesn't matter what's going to happen in your life. You have to continue. This is the way I see the life, and football special.
That's a lesson that people need to hear and learn. It's so important because everybody just wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to sit on the couch. I don't want to go outside, it's cold. I don't want to do this, it's hot. Like, you've got to do things that you don't want to do because you show your body that your mind is the boss.
I think the easiest thing in life is to give up. The hardest thing is to continue to keep going. But we have to. Like, we have to continue to hold on. And I would imagine for so many people out there, that is probably the most difficult thing.
For instance, let's say you have no races. Let's say you have no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in your life. You know, people need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There is no 5K. There's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes.
You may not feel like going to the gym, but you never regret the results. You may not feel like going to work, but you never regret when that check hit. You may not feel like chasing your dreams and goals, but you never regret the outcome. Your life will change as soon as you realize that discipline is the foundation of success.
Act like the person you want to become. That's not fake it till you make it, by the way.
This is intentional. Intentionally act like the person you want to become. Because when you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you.
Create a life that you can't wait to wake up to.
I saw that.
I live that life. I hate to sleep. I love every minute of my life. Love every minute of it. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow.
When you're not where you want to be in life, and if you're listening to this and you're just not satisfied with your position in life, it's hard to think that way. All you want is that thing, but you gotta somewhere along the line figure out how to enjoy yourself.
I'm unbeatable. I can't be beat. It's impossible. You condemn me. You can damage me. You're never ever gonna beat me.
We all have the same emotions. We have all won and we have all lost. It's a sport. It is what it is, you know. Just get on with it. Look to learn from it, you know. The day you stop trying to learn is the day you start losing, you know what I mean? So I'm always gonna learn regardless of the result. You know what I mean? Win or lose, I will take something from it all.
The reality is, the more risk you take, the luckier you get.
Take the biggest risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. You know, every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes.
At the end of the day, you've got to feel some way. So why not feel unbeatable? Why not feel untouchable? Why not feel like the best to ever do it?
You're just a bitch. You're honestly, that's not me trying to be some after school special shit. You really are a bitch.
This is painful for me. And the answer is, the fact that it is painful is the reason that it's working.
Yeah.
That if it wasn't you stepping out, everybody else that has to try and step out into this new life faces this same thing too. Every single person does. That's why most people don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what hard feels like, and this is why most people don't win. So continuing to push through and almost seeing that level of discomfort as a signal, it's like a way marker that's been planted in the ground. Yes, more this way. Because if it was all just super easy, well, how are you going to get anything different to what everybody else has got if you do the same thing that everybody else does?
Yeah.
And one of the best selectors for people not doing a thing is discomfort. So the route that has a lot of discomfort down it, usually on the other side of that, ends up with something which is valuable.
You're gonna f***ing hate yourself in the morning. Why are you pulling back? No, don't tell me yes. Why? You don't listen. God damn it, Lexus. Where are you supposed to be? Do not back up.
This is my life, man. Do you know how hard I worked to get here? I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another talk. Now, I don't know about y'all two, but I'd like to stay alive long enough to enjoy what I've made. So from here on out, I don't want to hear anything else about kilos or prices. Y'all want to go out on your own? Fine. But do not for 1 second of what I got to do to get mine, because I promise you, there is nothing I'm not prepared to do.
And if you lose, let's say you win every second but one, you lost. It only takes 1 second for you to lose the whole thing. You're in a situation where life is sucking. All that hoo-yah, all that hype gets real quiet. You forgot every reason why you wanted to be there. What I do in that 1 second, because we all think about quitting when shit's hard. But what you have to do in that 1 second is hard to process information during pain. Let's not quit yet, Goggins. Let's think about your options. Where are you going to end up if you quit this shit? Where are you going to go? What are you going to say to yourself?
Hey, what's the chance of you making $1 million this year? Give me numbers. And everyone's like 0%, 0%, 0%. 1%, there's always 1%. It's like 5, and that's like the most it'll get to. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the most extreme example, but I just wanna see what happens, okay? What's the percentage chance of you making $1 million this year, legally, and if you don't, everyone that you love dies? And everyone's like 100%, 100%, 1,000, 1,000%. I said, what changed? The goal didn't change, the time frame didn't change, why you're doing it changed.
Am I happy? I don't know. Never really thought about it. Don't really care about it. Because all I really cared about was when I looked in that fucking mirror, I saw a piece of shit. Happiness wasn't on the mirror at 16 or when I was 300 pounds. It wasn't like, I'm looking for happiness. No, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and say, all right, motherfucker, did it again today. you a bad boy, because that shit sucks. And when I was younger, I had this image in my mind of what does a man look like to me? And I got all these people who are badasses, characters. And in my mind, I became that.
It is astounding how many people want to be spectacular in life, but also want to fit in and be normal. Like, by being normal, you are, by definition, aiming for average. Normal people get normal results. Weird people get weird results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and not expect to get what everyone else has. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
You can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life.
Difficult things make regular life less difficult, because when you do things that are physically difficult, the strain of making yourself do those things, it's very valuable.
I'm going to get rich, or I'm going to die in the process. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I die in the process, I was doing what I wanted to do.
Sometimes you just got to jump in that water, bro. Stop being scared. You can't be scared to change your life, bro. You only got one of it. You only got one life, bro. So you having that fear of not wanting to jump in that water and go into the deep end, it's not going to do nothing but hurt you, bro. Nothing but hurt you, because you won't be able to see the finer things in life. If you at the shallow of the beach and you just putting your feet in the water and you don't want to get in that deep end where everyone else is at, you're not even going to be able to experience what's over there. All you know is right here, the shallow end. That deep end got so many beautiful things back there, so many people that you never even met, but you're in the shallow end with everyone else, with all your other scary friends. Go to the deep end where people take risks, where people can put you on, where you can meet people. Because your network is your net worth, and they're on the deep end.
You know you could be the winner if you really wanted to, right? But the problem is you keep playing that what if game. What if it don't work? What if I fail? Nah, flip it. What if it does work? And what if you win? Then what? You're gonna be sitting there happy, right? You say you wanna win, but then you're scared to lose. What sense does that even make? Look, you can't talk about wanting to win and then be scared of the risk. That's not how this works. If you lock in, keep your head down and stay focused on the vision, how could you not win? The only thing that's gonna make you lose is your own mindset, and that's all on you. Your biggest enemy ain't out there, it's in your head. So if you wanna win, you gotta get out of your own way. And here's the truth. Every time you doubt yourself, you're slowing down your own progress. You either believe in yourself or you don't. There's no in between. If you keep second guessing everything, you're already losing. But when you stop playing scared and start moving like you're built for this, you'll see everything change. So stop thinking about what could go wrong and start focusing on what's gonna go right.
And that's why that's so important. What do you do with your life, man? Why are you sitting around? People sit around waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and blaming and blaming.
The winners always show up. They're willing to lose in order to gain. Big mental thing there, guys. This body, as great as you are, as sharp as you make the arsenal, it can't do anything if you don't have confidence in yourself. We all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up? You go after it and you give it all you have. If you lose, at least you tried, man. I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena. When you guys find a fear, that fear will either create you or destroy you. I love fear. The reason why? Behind every fear is a person you want to be. Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. It's an intangible. If you face your fears, guys, you will realize it's not that big. And once you face it, you go, oh my God, man, I spent all this time running from it. It was so small. If I just faced it, my God, not only did I face it, I beat it back, energy's never lost, transferred. That negative energy, that fear, is destroyed. It comes back in as confidence. Like, what else am I capable of? What else am I holding my back from that I'm capable of more? What am I running from I don't need to? What else can I overcome? You face your fears, you become the person you want to be. You run from your fears, you're not living. You're alive, but you're not taking the freedom. You're not running the day. The day's running you. You always be the servant, not the master, guys.
Fear is my friend. I love fear. Fear allows me to reach my highest potential. The fear of failing.
Get back to work. It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the noise. Get back to the mental lab.
And guys, I'm here to tell you that if you are experiencing a losing season right now, understand that there's a winning season around the corner. But you have to be an active participant in getting yourself out of the losing season.
When I was a kid, I used to always visualize stadiums and like, even when I was playing football, I'd kick the ball against the wall and I'd pretend I had scored a goal, and I'd run off and I'd be raising my hand and visualizing a arena full of fans. You know, that was something I'd done as a kid out on my own. I like just running around kicking the ball. So I always had these visions of something, but I just didn't know what it was. And then I suppose when I came to these events and I started training them and then came to an event, it was like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. And then now I'm doing it.
It's on you. Everything in your life is on you. Change doesn't come until you make the change. You don't get something for nothing. There's no such thing as something for nothing. Everybody says they want something so bad. Everyone says they have dreams, but they're sitting in this box of comfort, waiting for someone to save you.
What life really is, for the majority of us, is hell. And so, while people love to show you the cars and the house and the vacations and shit, all that's good. All that's happy. I'm gonna show you the side that I know most of you are going through. And people hide very well. I don't wanna hide anymore. I hid for 24 fucking years. There's no magic potion. There's no, oh, let me wake up and look at some shit. No, all those words are overused. They're bullshit. It's all bullshit. Just do. You're living. How do you wanna live? How do you wanna die? How do you wanna fucking be remembered? That's it.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their fucking notifications because they can't stick with shit. They can't say no.
Ideas don't come out fully formed. They only become clear as you work on them. You just have to get started.
I dare you to stop f***ing around and dedicate the next 6 months of your life exclusively to your goals and your goals only. Don't announce it to anyone. Don't tell people on Instagram about it. Don't tell anybody. Just disappear, do the work, and reemerge in 6 months a different person.
Sometimes when we are stepping out into the unknown, we have no idea what's coming next, so we don't even want to take the first step. But I want to let you know that you got to take that first step.
And a lack of purpose and agency is a huge, why video games so popular? Men are all taking a performance-enhancing drug every single day, and that drug is testosterone. And really, if you had to talk about what testosterone does for men, it's risk-taking. So I think if you were going to life hack I've got a daughter, and the advice I'll give her is take more risks. And you can, because you're making it a conscious decision, it's not a hormonal decision, then maybe you can actually do better because you can not do the dumb shit. You don't need to jump from the high board, but you can move to a city where there's more opportunities. Taking those risks.
That is what it took for me, what it takes for me. The anger, the passion, because I'm not that. For you to constantly win, when this voice over here, the real you, is saying, get the fuck out of here, go. You're nobody. You've always been nobody. And it's true. People don't hear that. That's a true voice. That's the real reality of David Goggins.
A lot of people wait for perfect conditions to start.
When in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
Do you actually want to do this or not? Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. Just about any obstacle that gets in your way becomes an excuse. It becomes a reason. It becomes a rationale for not proceeding down that path.
In the room by themselves and they figure themselves out and say, God, this is going to fucking suck. Where's passion when you're 300 pounds? Where's the motivation when you can't read and write? Where is it? So how did this happen? I just fucking did. I just did. I said, maybe at the end of this journey, there'll be something there for me. If not, I can read. If not, I'm 185 pounds.
I think the real question you should ask yourself is, why not you? I mean, you got the talent, the skills, the brains. You got all the potential in the world, but you don't even believe in yourself. Why?
You can truly become whoever you want to be. If you work hard, if you are consistent,
And if you dedicate yourself to a worthy ideal, you can become whoever you want to become.
If you tell yourself the truth, and the truth is, I'm not happy with where I'm at. That's the truth. The truth is, I can do more. The truth is, I can work harder than I'm working right now. The truth is, I can do more for my family.
Your mind will always choose the path of least resistance. We put so much stuff in our brain gets overloaded, so it wants to choose the path of least resistance. We have to train our minds to choose the path of most resistance. And so what I did was I realized through my whole life was that I would get spastic in that 1 second. I had nothing to control. I had no end result. I had no feeling of victory to kind of pull from in this 1 second. So I would quit things. I would give up. And the dialogue in my head in that 1 second would be very negative. I had to find why I wanted to be here. If you find out why you want to be somewhere, when you're in that situation of wanting to quit, what happens is the questions that come to you are the proper questions. How can I get through this? How can I make this work for me? If you don't have the proper purpose on why you're somewhere, the questions that come to your mind are, we shouldn't be here. You don't want it. And that's the harsh reality.
But this is what they don't understand though, bro. Like, dude, let me ask the camera a question right quick. Y'all watching this. If you were to drop dead right now, bro, and you know what I'm saying, you went up to heaven and whatever you believe in, and you met God, and he said, you could have been this, you could have owned that Lamborghini, you could have owned that McLaren, you could have got whatever you wanted in life, you could have retired your parents, you could have, I don't know, whatever you wanted in life. But hey, you were too worried about that girl. You were too worried about going to parties. You were too worried about not having discipline and spending your money on getting drunk every single weekend and smoking all the weed you can and going out with those friends who don't care about you. How would you feel? You cannot go back in time and change that. And a lot of you guys, you're scared and you get embarrassed. You're like, oh, what if I start this business? What do they think? Or, bro, you come into this world alone, you die alone. Why are you caring about what other people think?
You're alone. You're alone. You may have a shrink you're going to, you may have a best friend you're going to, but there's 24 hours in the day where you're alone in this brain. If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you,
you will never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something in your own life. If you stay down, you will never ever get that resolve.
What the did you do when the headphones come off, bro? It's you in your own mind. It's the reason why you're a loser, and the reason why you're not making it, and the reason why you're trying to go through all these, I go to all these fucking conventions, speak all the fucking time. I look in the fucking audience and these people sign up, and every year go to convention, thinking they're gonna learn something different. No, you're lazy, you know exactly what to do. Because even me, in my state of, I can't read and write, I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it. Whenever you think you can't, the confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build belief. You must build confidence. It can't be like, hey, I'm gonna go knock that shit out. You gotta look over here and say, I can knock that shit out.
You pay for your indecision. It's a decision. It's a decision to avoid, fundamentally. You can master what you'll face, and maybe that's true.
You're not as far away from these dreams as you think you are. You're actually a lot closer than you think. But because you think it's so far away, you behave in accordance with that belief system, and it always keeps it that far away from you. So the first thing is you need to believe and know that you're one decision, one relationship, one meeting, one book, one thought, one something away from a completely different life. And when you know that, then you begin to look for them.
Look, anybody can do things that are easy. You know, it's like, how do you behave when things are difficult or when the shit hits the fan? That's what defines you.
Then there's the athletes who train to win. They train every day, every session, so that they win on match night. And then there are just those very few players who train to dominate. They train so hard that winning is inevitable. What do you want? How badly do you want it? And how much are you willing to suffer? We don't think about it. Who do we want to be? Where do we want to live? What life do we want to lead? When we've finished our life, come to the end of our life and look back, what do we want to say that we've done? How badly do you want it? Because you've got to pay a price to be the best. The best pay a big price. We wake up every morning and make a decision who we're going to be. Am I going to be a fighter today, or am I going to be a victim?
I think I'm good, but I think my main strength, it's my mind. I think it's my strongest point, it's my mind. Effort, dedication, work hard, because the talent is not enough anymore. And if you're not dedicated 100%, you're not gonna reach the level that you want. And I know in the end of the day, in the hand, they're gonna make a huge difference. This is why I'm 34 and I look 28.
You've been hurt too many times. And I know that because of how hard you work. The hardest workers have been through the hardest shit. You've been through a lot, and I can see that because you're my boy. And the reason that you're great, and the reason that you're here right now is because all that shit, you wouldn't take any of that back, would you? Never, bro. Never! That shit built me! That shit built me! I'm back, motherfucker! I'm back! So what's your excuse? If you're allowing people and things and situations to own space in your head, you're losing. You can't let conditions dictate your outcome. You gotta have the mentality to show up every day of your life, no matter what life throws at you.
My mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock. I am number one. So if you are number one, who gives a shit if number two steps out in place of number three? At the end of the day, I'm number one. So it makes no difference who is standing across the octagon from me.
What do you want to give up? What do you want to sacrifice? What are you willing to forgo? Because a lot of people, like this guy came in one time, I was a trainer, and he goes, man, I can stop doing anything but my frappuccinos. I go fucking leave. Because I'm looking for that person like me. People, it's hard for people to understand how I lost 106 pounds in less than 3 months. I sat down at the table and I said to myself, what are you willing to give up? Everything. And when people come to me with that kind of mindset, I can work with you. When you are willing to strip yourself down to nothing and give everything, that's who I want to work with. Because now I can mold you into exactly who you want to be. When you put these restrictions up, and that's why my first question is, how bad do you want this?
You can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't over leverage a decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Finish it, find out.
What makes me a champion, you not? You can lift more weights than me though. You're stronger than me, you're faster than me. What is the difference? I believe it's passport to crazy land. It's that mental. It's that thing like I'm willing to do something that I don't know if you even thought of doing it. It's a mentality thing.
I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and maybe John and Mighty Mouse is 10. That's where I feel.
Life is so difficult and challenging that unless you give it everything you have, the chances are very high that it will embitter you, and then you'll be a force for darkness and not good. And so, you know, the fact that life is short and can be brutal, can terrify you, but it can also, you can flip that on its head and understand that since you're all in anyways, you might as well take the risks that are adventurous.
I feel to be at the pinnacle of any game, in any, whatever you do, you've got to be a little bit gone to it. You're not all there. You've got to be almost insane to your craft. Not a lot of people can understand that. It's more like an obsession now. Everything I do is something to do with this, you know? Everything it's always in my head. I'm always thinking about it. I'm definitely obsessed with it.
I became obsessed with being the baddest motherfucker that God ever created. Am I that? I don't care. I believe it. And I was trying to tell him, once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while.
I think if you want to be the best at something, I'm not talking being good, I'm talking about you want to be the best at something, And in every field, I think you need to be a little bit obsessed.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist.
You got to pay a price for winning, but most people aren't willing to pay it.
I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch, refuse to study a few more hours, refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage.
There's never been more opportunity than there is right now. If you're a fucking savage and you get out there and you grind hard and you want it bad enough, you can run all these guys over, man.
It's 1 a.m. I'm going for my third workout. Do I want to go to the gym? Absolutely not. I'd rather, lay in my house and sit in the movie theater and watch movies. But, to be the best, you got to work overtime. To be the best, you got to work overtime.
Hey, look at this dude right here. This the one who talk about all the things he gonna do but don't do it. This the one who always telling everybody that he's gonna do this by the end of the year but never completes it. This is the capper. You tired of that label? Do somebody.
You made him this way.
We all made him this way. All of us. We all part of that boy. Now he on his own path and he gonna do whatever the fuck he wanna do.
My philosophy is, why be normal when you can be the best? I don't want to be normal. I want to make the difference. So everything I do, I want to make the difference. Because when I make the difference, I'm the best. And that is not arrogance, that is confidence.
I'm here because I worked hard my whole life. Without that work, no one in this room would know who I am except my family. So to all the kids around the world watching, paying attention, and aspiring to be like one of us or even on the stage someday, put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on.
When you realize you have to make this shit work, or you're falling on your fucking face, it's a different kind of grind, a different kind of mentality, a different kind of person, a different side of you that you've never seen before that comes out when you go all in.
You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. I mean, one of the quotes on the wall in the gym in there is, there is no tomorrow. From Rocky 3, there is no tomorrow. Fuck that shit. Let's get all this shit done today.
Ivy, all you got is 15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, your concentration's weaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up! Okay. Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. Okay. We are firemen! Got it, Coach. The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. Yeah, let's go. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flame. We control them. We move the flame where we want to. Let's go. And then we extinguish them. Let's go.
I'm all about that growth, and that growth isn't in these massive paychecks for speaking to corporations, stuff like that. The growth for me is in that $12 to $15 an hour when you're out there and it's like 20 degrees and you're freezing your ass off and you're thinking, you know what? I don't need to be here anymore. And you start questioning yourself why you're here. And there's a lot of growth in that.
The grind is like, you got to be there every day. If you're there 3 days a week, it's not as good as 5.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be there 5 days a week. And 5 might be better than 7, because sometimes 7 you burn out. You want to keep enthusiasm, because that's a fuel. Enthusiasm, there's something about enthusiasm that, like, you got to balance discipline and enthusiasm. Discipline's critical. You have to be able to show up, but you also have to enjoy the out of it.
Everybody has the desire to do something, but they don't have that. They don't know how to really complete the process of dedicating themselves and having the discipline to do it.
The fish don't just jump in the boat. If you want to go catch them, go catch them. Throw that line in the water and go do some work. And if it doesn't work that day, do it again the next day. So you want to be the one that says, "F it, I'm going to do it anyway. I know I don't feel good today, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove to myself that even on days that it doesn't feel right, I push myself." The only way to gain confidence in yourself is to build something. It's not to wait for it to happen. You better go out there and do it yourself. Don't fucking wait around and wait for someone to hand deliver something. Go make it happen.
Set a time to train at that time. Set a time to go to sleep at that time. Set a time to get up at that time. Don't tell yourself you need to do something and then don't do it.
What do you do if you go to the gym and realize you just don't have enough energy to enjoy your workout? You're not always going to feel like killing it. You know, it's not like every variable is always going to be in your favor. So if things are a little off and you still get after it, then how do you think you'll perform when you actually did get enough rest and you did eat enough food and you're fully hydrated and you're just physically like, all right, come on, you're going to do that much better. So it's up to the person, but unless you're like dying sick or something, to an extent, I would say at least make an effort to think, okay, do I really need to take this day off, or am I just saying that? Right? Because if you're just saying that, like I said, a couple questions ago, that's not a dog-eating mentality in any shape or form.
I'm always looking for more. I'm always looking for what's the next thing for myself. How can I grow? And that right there was the next thing for me. I didn't want to sit back and, just enjoy my retirement from the military. There's no growth in that. So,
life's gonna get suck, but the more you focus your perception on it, the way you see the world is what the world is. If I choose to be like, today sucks, I'm tired, I don't want to do cardio, I'm 2 weeks out eating 1,500 calories, like this sucks. If that's what I'm talking about, that's all I'm gonna live in. I'm gonna be like, bodybuilding sucks, prep sucks, why do I do this? But if I'm like, this suffering is literally what's going to make me great, and it's going to bring me that amazing moment on stage and all these memories of everything, and this, like, it's pushing me to these limits that I know make me feel proud of myself and all these things. If I focus more on the positive side of things, I'm going to enjoy the reality regardless of the change. The circumstances can be the exact same, but your perception changes everything about how you feel about it. And I think a lot of people who are successful or are bodybuilders usually kind of tap out because they make it seem like this miserable thing. Like, oh fuck, I have to start dieting. Oh, I gotta do cardio. And then you're just like complaining about it. And why would you want to do anything you complain about every day?
What do you think most people get wrong about motivation?
They think it's a permanent fix. They think it's something that is a constant. They think that maybe once I get it, I'm gonna hold on to it. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't do it. And that's where you fail. You have to learn to train your mind well beyond motivation.
Shit's hard. You're gonna have days where you don't want to do anything. You're gonna have days where getting out of bed is the hardest motherfucking thing you ever did in your life. You gotta get the fuck up and you gotta get in the fucking fight.
If you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no shit, and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
When a man or woman has discipline and structure, and they are highly disciplined and structured, they are predisposed to winning.
If you believe it, if you really believe that you could be something, if you have that little voice in your head saying, hey, you got talent, you could do this, then follow that voice.
How do you predict these?
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So I see these shots, I see these sequences, and I don't shy away from them. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. You truly believe in it.
Believe in yourself. Don't fear failure. Dream big. Work hard. Stay positive. Enjoy the journey.
Just believe in yourself. Believe that you're better than everyone else. You know what I mean? I always look at, just believe in yourself and be cocky and be confident and just be humble, train hard. That's it. Just believe in yourself.
You sit here and look at other people live the life that you're supposed to be living. These people know better than you, bro. They just believe. And I need you to start believing in yourself so you can be up top too. Confidence is the first step to start anything. So how do you expect to start if you don't believe?
On people who do stuff that people say they can't do, that inspires me. Hard workers, people that are chasing their dream no matter what people are saying, no matter what people think. That I take inspiration from that. If you can't, you need to be bulletproof to be in this game. In your mind needs to be bulletproof. You need to be able to take anything that is thrown your way. And I'm not talking about just punches, kicks, and you know what I mean? It needs to be verbal as well. You need to be able to take everything. It's part and parcel of the game. I expect it. So I'm cool with it. If anything, it spurs me on to keep going, you know, but ultimately I focus on the support. I focus on my small team. And the rest, love or hate, you know what I mean? Love me, hate me, pay me. That's all I'm here for.
This is yours. You're the captain, you're the master, you're the foreman, you're the general, you're the head. Don't give control of this to nobody.
Believe. I think you should believe in everything. And of course, the rest, it's the dedication, the hard work. Listen to people who know more than you, who they have more experience than you, and believe in your talent.
I think for a lot of people, when you're grinding as a small channel, people think you're too obsessed, you're a weirdo, stop only making videos, like get a life, be realistic. People will convince you're out of your mind for wanting to do this, but then once you're successful, they're like, yo, your drive, your tenacity was great, but it's like, yeah, well, where was that back then? You know what I mean? I didn't get that when I was a small channel, and so I think you're crazy until you're successful, then you're a genius.
So why do you care about what people are thinking when they're not trying to go where the f you're trying to go?
But I want to tell you guys something to be mindful of. When you have a dream, the one thing you have to watch out for are those out there that are trying to crush your dream. And you cannot allow that to happen.
Give a shit what people say. I never did, I never do. I told you before the fight I was the shit, I'm telling you right now I'm the shit. What people say does not matter to me.
Just can't live my life based upon what other people think about me. So I can't concern myself too much with what other people think. It's just not healthy.
I feel like people overcomplicate a lot of things. I don't know why, but when people tell me I can't do something, I don't know where this came from. It makes me just want to do it more. Everything in my body just wants to go, I obviously can.
People don't want to see you better than them. That's what it comes down to. You make them feel good about themselves when you're fat and lazy, and you make them feel like shit when you come from the depths of hell and decide to make it. You never hear a successful person talking negatively. They may give criticism, but it's criticism to help you get better. They'll never just go on and start, this motherfucker, man, because we ain't got time for that shit.
If you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you can't do something, not even yourself.
I can't. You can't? Are you f***ing kidding me? You just said I can't? I don't have time for people that are weak and they say I can't. No, you can't. You will.
When you ask me, like, why do you do it? It's a tough question to answer, but it's because there's a possibility that you can, and that's enough. Like, I think I can do this, and so why would I not? If I know I can be something, then that's what's moving me.
I don't give a f. I don't give a f. I don't give a shit what anybody says or what anybody thinks. I have this mindset. I know exactly who the f I am.
Ignore and outperform them. You see, while you're over there watching me and talking about me, I'm working. I'm working hard. I'm taking things to the next level.
There's always a lot of criticism out there. When somebody does something wrong, everybody wants to know how you're going to punish the guy. All right? But there's not enough for 19 and 20-year-old kids, people out there saying, why don't you give them another chance? All right, so I'm going to give a speech right now about this. Like, where do you want him to be? Guy makes a mistake. Where do you want him to be? You want him to be in the street, or do you want him to be here graduating?
The most powerful motivational speeches that I have ever heard came from people who told me I couldn't do something. You know why? Because when they told me I couldn't do it, I was bound and determined to show them that I could. Tell me I can't do it. I will prove you wrong. I will show you that you're mistaken.
And if I can leave you with anything, I want to leave you with this. Hear me clearly when I say this. There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket.
They're laughing because they're noticing.
for many times I was laughed at and not believed in, but you know what? Nothing external can defeat the internal. The only thing that can take someone down or break you down is internal. Nothing external is strong enough. It's just about making sure your internal dialogue and your internal belief in yourself is strong enough.
If they not laughing, then you should be a little concerned about what you're doing.
If you decide to be rich today, who gonna stop you? Who? If you decide you want to be rich, all you gotta do is start. Why not? Who gonna stop you?
Yeah. Other people you said when you were younger called you
Imagine
obsessed.
spending 10 years of your life only thinking about one thing every waking hour of the day. You're an idiot until you're successful. Then you're smart, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just, at some point you cross that tipping point and people go from judging you and being like, you're too obsessed, you're a freak, blah, 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 to like, oh, like, whoa, congrats.
You can't really give a about what people say no more. Because everybody gonna critique everything that you do, no matter what you do.
You have to be yourself. Doesn't matter if the people like or not. You think I'm gonna change now? Our Christian self is always, I'm gonna change now. You think with nearly 40 years old, I'm gonna change? Of course not. Oh, you like me or you don't like me, it's part of the life. For me, it's not a problem. In the national team, it was like that. People say, he's done, he's 39, he's getting old. You know why? Because I didn't score the goal. And the rest and the past. Listen, Cristiano, let's go. Life continue. Past is past, it never come again. The present, it's the best gift that we have in our life. The present. Because you don't know that what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know. I don't know, you don't know. So live the present.